What if I told you that making just a few simple adjustments to how you enjoy a handful of walnuts could unlock a sharper mind, a healthier heart, and more vital energy in just 1 week? It sounds unbelievable, but science says otherwise. Now let's be realistic. While we won't cure heart disease in 7 days, many people do feel the difference in a week. Less bloating, calmer digestion, and a small, stable boost of afternoon energy. This is a journey of consistency, not a quick fix. For decades, walnuts have been celebrated as a superfood rich in omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, and plant protein. Yet, studies show that a large majority of seniors unknowingly make at least one mistake that turns this heart-healing food into a hidden health risk. Here's the catch. When walnuts are eaten at the wrong time in the wrong amount or improperly stored, their delicate oils oxidize. Combined with certain medications, they can silently trigger inflammation, digestive upset, and nutrient loss, the exact opposite of what nature intended. I am Dr. James Hart, a certified nutritionist with over 30 years of experience helping older Australians restore their vitality through science-backed nutrition. After the age of 60, metabolism slows down, enzyme activity decreases, and medication interactions increase. This means your stomach empties slower. So, eating too much fat, like a large serving of walnuts, can easily cause bloating, reflux, and digestive chaos. Furthermore, many seniors take 3 to 6 medications daily, making proper timing critical. The underlying fear for many of my patients: it's not just about a healthy heart, it's about maintaining your independence, avoiding the stroke, the wheelchair, or dependency on family. When handled correctly, these same walnuts can become a powerful natural therapy for your brain, heart, and long-term energy. Today, I'm going to reveal the 5 biggest walnut mistakes that are silently sabotaging the health of older people and show you exactly how to avoid them. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe to NutriAge AU, Senior Wellness, and tap the bell icon so you never miss practical, science-backed advice to keep your heart and mind young for years. Now, let's start with the first and most common mistake. Mistake number 1, eating too much at once. Let's start with the most common mistake: portion size. Many seniors think it's a healthy fat, so the more, the better. Unfortunately, your body simply doesn't work that way after the age of 60. I remember Mr. Graham, a 65-year-old patient of mine who always complained about bloating and discomfort after every meal. He was very health conscious. When I asked him about his nut-eating habits, Mr. Graham proudly explained that he ate a large bowl of walnuts every day, thinking he was getting good fats for his heart. It wasn't until we adjusted his portion size that he truly felt relief. Only 185 calories and 18 grams of fat are contained in about 28 grams, that's approximately 14 halves, of walnuts. This is the general safe upper limit for most seniors in one day. You should not exceed it significantly without your doctor's agreement. That's almost a third of your daily fat intake in one small handful. If you are managing your weight or blood sugar, start even lighter. 14 grams, about 7 halves, offer approximately 90 to 100 calories, still plenty for your daily heart-healthy fats. While these are good fats, your digestive system slows down with age. Overdoing it can lead to bloating, loose stools, or sneaky weight gain even when you're eating healthy. Checklist for overeating. If you feel bloated, gassy, have loose stools, or notice gradual weight gain 1 to 2 hours after eating, that's a clear sign you need to reduce the quantity. The solution is simple. Stick to about 28 grams, 14 halves, per day. Simply measure it out, about a quarter cup, and enjoy them slowly, ideally as an afternoon snack when your metabolism is more stable. If you have dentures or slight digestive issues, crush the walnuts or mix them with Greek yogurt or applesauce to facilitate chewing and absorption. When it comes to walnuts, moderation isn't boring, it's clever biology. But portion size isn't the only factor. When you eat them can make all the difference. The second critical error is mistake number 2, eating walnuts at the wrong time, especially with medication. Timing is more important than you think. Walnuts are rich in healthy fats and fiber, both of which can delay medication absorption by up to 2 hours. This means if you take your heart, thyroid, or blood pressure medications and eat walnuts immediately before or after, those medications might not be fully absorbed. This is critical for two groups: thyroid medication. If you take levothyroxine, Synthroid, it must be taken on an empty stomach. Walnuts can significantly reduce its absorption. Blood thinners. Medications like warfarin, apixaban, and rivaroxaban need stable blood levels. Walnuts, due to their omega-3 content, can complicate this balance. I once had a patient named Mrs. Helen, a 68-year-old woman with a heart condition. She took her medication very conscientiously every morning, but still often felt tired and had unstable blood pressure. After our conversation, I discovered she had a habit of eating walnuts for breakfast right after taking her medication. Just a small change in the timing of her walnut intake, separating them from her medication, helped her feel significantly better. Your action plan for medications. Maintain a distance of at least 2 hours between consuming walnuts and taking any medication. This 2-hour rule is a core safety principle to minimize food-drug interaction. If you take thyroid medication, ask your doctor if you need to separate your walnut intake by at least 4 hours to ensure proper absorption. If you take blood thinners, do not change or increase your walnut intake without first informing your prescribing physician. A good time for walnuts is the afternoon, when your stomach is not full, your medications have settled, and your energy naturally dips. And if you like a bedtime snack, skip the walnuts. Your slower nighttime digestion can cause discomfort or even acid reflux. Treat walnuts like a mini meal, not a midnight snack. And speaking of timing, what you eat or take with walnuts is just as important as when you eat them. This brings us to mistake number 3. Ignoring interactions with food and supplements. This one surprises almost everyone because it hides behind foods that appear perfectly healthy. Walnuts are rich in omega-3 fatty acids. If you combine walnuts, high-dose fish oil capsules, and salmon on the same day, you could unknowingly push your total omega-3 intake very high. Omega-3 and bleeding risk. High dose. Omega-3 intake can increase the risk of bleeding, particularly if combined with antiplatelet or anticoagulant medications like warfarin, apixaban, Xarelto, aspirin, or Plavix. The risk is highest when consuming high-dose supplements, not just a small amount of walnuts. Physician monitoring is required. Safety instruction. If you take blood-thinning medications, keep your walnut intake stable, 3 to 4 halves daily, and discuss your total omega-3 consumption, walnuts plus fish plus supplements, with your doctor. Iron absorption blockage. Natural compounds in walnuts, particularly phytates and tannins, can significantly reduce iron absorption when eaten simultaneously with iron supplements or iron-rich meals. This is a common issue for older adults who are often prone to anemia. Simple example: if you take an iron supplement in the morning, save your walnuts for the afternoon snack. To maximize iron absorption, always take your supplement with vitamin C, such as a small glass of orange juice. Final safety note: if you ever notice unusual bruising, prolonged bleeding from small cuts, or black stools, stop all omega-3 products, including supplements, immediately, and talk to your doctor without delay. Even the healthiest foods need healthy boundaries. And even if you eat the right amount at the right time, there is still one factor that can silently negate all the benefits: how you store them. The fourth major error is mistake number 4, buying and storing walnuts incorrectly. This one can literally make you sick, and most people just don't know it. Because walnuts are rich in delicate, unsaturated oils, they are extremely sensitive to heat, air, and light. When these oils oxidize, they form aldehydes, toxic compounds linked to inflammation, digestive irritation, and even heart problems. Studies show that walnuts are highly prone to rancidity when left in bulk or at room temperature, especially in large containers exposed to air, even if you can't taste the bitterness yet. I remember Mrs. Margaret, 65, who liked to buy walnuts in bulk to save money. She stored them in a clear plastic container right on her sunny kitchen counter and couldn't understand why she often had bowel issues. When I explained oxidation and how storage affects oil quality, she realized her healthy habit was actually harming her. Here is the simple science-backed solution. Buy small quantities, no more than a month's supply. Storage rule: keep them in airtight glass jars in the refrigerator to shield them from oxygen and light. In the fridge, they last for several months. At room temperature, finish them within a few weeks. For long-term storage, freeze them. They will stay fresh for up to a year. Smell test: always smell before eating. Fresh walnuts have a mild, nutty aroma, never sour, bitter, or chemical, like paint. And one more tip. If you like to toast them, do so gently at 120 to 140 degrees Celsius for about 8 to 10 minutes, or over low heat in a pan for 4 to 5 minutes. Overheating destroys nutrients and accelerates oxidation. Fresh walnuts smell like nature, rancid ones smell like paint, and do not belong on your plate. And finally, even if you store them perfectly, there is still one hidden danger most people never think about: allergies and cross-contamination. The final and perhaps most overlooked mistake is mistake number 5: ignoring allergy and cross-contamination risks. Most people think food allergies only develop in childhood, but modern research says otherwise. Tree nut-related allergies are increasingly common in adults, and walnuts are among the most frequent triggers. Symptoms often start subtly: a slight stomach upset, a tingling in the mouth, or a small rash mistaken for dry skin. These are your body's early warnings. Ignored long enough, they can develop into serious reactions like swelling or difficulty breathing. And even if you yourself are not allergic, there is another hidden risk: cross-contamination. The vast majority of commercial walnut products are processed in facilities that also process peanuts, cashews, or almonds. The risk of trace allergens being present is high. Here is what I recommend. Start small. Only 2 to 3 walnut halves daily for the first week. Monitor carefully. Pay attention to your skin, digestion, and breathing. Check labels. Always check labels for warnings like may contain traces of other nuts or processed on shared equipment. Known allergies. If you have ever had an allergic reaction to any type of nut, consult your doctor before increasing your walnut intake. Those with a history of anaphylaxis should always carry their prescribed emergency medication. Never ignore your body's whispers. They are often the first signs of something louder later. The simple, science-backed routine. Now that you know how to avoid these hidden risks, let's bring everything together. The secret is not eating more, it's in consistency. When you make walnuts a small daily habit, your body naturally adapts, your digestion improves, your cholesterol levels stabilize, and your brain receives a steady, sustained source of energy every single day. This is general advice. If you have a chronic illness or take multiple medications, your personal doctor must approve this routine. Here is the simple science-backed routine I recommend. Breakfast. If you take morning medications, skip walnuts. Enjoy them later when your stomach is empty and the medication has been absorbed. Afternoon snack. Around 2 p.m. to 3 p.m., eat 3 to 4 walnut halves with a few apple slices or half a cup of Greek yogurt. This timing helps avoid medication interactions and keeps your energy levels stable. Dinner. Be sparing with nuts if you are already eating omega-3 rich foods like fatty fish or taking fish oil supplements. The simplified golden rule for seniors. Amount. Stick to 7 to 14 halves per day. Timing. Eat them in the afternoon, far away from medication. Storage. Always store them in an airtight container in the refrigerator. According to research from the Harvard School of Public Health, older adults who consume nuts, especially walnuts, at least 5 times a week have a significantly lower risk for heart disease and show better memory and cognitive performance over time. So remember, you don't need perfection, you just need consistency. A small handful a day, stored correctly and eaten at the right time, can deliver lasting benefits for your heart, brain, and longevity for years. So, my friends, these are the 5 biggest walnut mistakes to avoid after 60. too much at once, wrong timing, especially near medication, wrong combination with supplements like high-dose fish oil or iron, incorrect storage leading to rancidity, ignoring subtle allergy signs. Healthy aging isn't about chasing perfection, it's about understanding your body and maintaining conscious consistency. A small handful of fresh walnuts, eaten correctly and at the right time, can work wonders for your heart, mind, and energy. The goal is not to be afraid of your food, it's to understand it, so that it works for you, not against you. If today's video helped you recognize even one small mistake, please click like, share it with a friend, and subscribe so you don't miss the next science-backed nutrition tips for seniors. And finally, I want to leave you with a gentle reminder. The information in this video is meant to support your well-being, not replace professional medical advice. If you take supplements, follow a treatment plan, or have health concerns, please speak with your personal physician before making any changes. Every body is unique, and what helps one person may not be right for another. Thank you for your time and your trust.